Hearing the various sarcastic remarks from Yao Gui of the Yao clan, Yao Lao trembled with fury, although he was always calm and composed in daily life. The matter of being expelled from the Yao clan back then remained the deepest thorn in his heart. Continuing from the previous scene, Gu Nanhai suddenly turned toward the three members of the Flame Alliance who had remained silent and said with a smile, "Haha, Elder Huo Diao, I didn't expect the Flame Clan to even send you this time." Hearing this, the old man in the purple robe slightly frowned, then replied indifferently, "The clan leader has ordered that it is best for the purifying demonic lotus flame to remain in a masterless state. This is beneficial for everyone." Although Elder Huo Diao's words were calm, Xiaoyan could still detect a faint hint of accusation directed at the ancient Gu clan. Gu Nanhai shook his head with a bitter smile. "Elder Huo Diao, do you truly believe that the disappearance of the Spirit Clan was caused by our Gu clan?" Huo Diao remained silent for a moment before slowly speaking. "This matter cannot be verified, but the Gu clan and the Hun clan are the biggest suspects. Remaining vigilant is necessary. The Flame clan does not wish to suffer the same fate as the Spirit clan." Finishing his words, he waved his sleeve and turned to leave. Seeing Huo Diao depart, Gu Nanhai let out a sigh, his brows tightly furrowed. It seemed the disappearance of the Spirit clan had created considerable cracks in the relationship between the ancient clans. Xiaoyan pondered silently. If one of the two Gu clan or Hun clan was the culprit, he leaned toward the latter. But the complete, silent erasure of the Spirit clan and the fact that even top experts of the Gu clan failed to notice undoubtedly deepened the suspicion toward both sides. After all, the only forces capable of quietly annihilating an entire ancient clan were the Gu clan and the Hun clan. Most likely it was the Hun clan. Their goal was to make the ancient clans become wary of one another, preventing them from forming any alliance. Shun softly said, her gaze drifting toward the three hall masters of the Hall of Souls. "Without evidence, no one will believe us." Gu Nanhai could only shake his head helplessly. Waving his hand, he chose not to pursue the matter further. He glanced around and said calmly, "With the emergence of the purifying demonic lotus flame, the Lei clan, the Yao clan, and the Stone clan definitely won't be absent. They should be arriving soon." The Yao clan, Xiaoyan's eyes shifted toward Yao Lao, and indeed he saw a trace of complex emotion flicker in the old man's eyes. "For now we can only wait silently for the right moment to enter that space, and then attempt to subdue the purifying demonic lotus flame if possible." Gu Nanhai sighed lightly, clasped his hands behind his back, and lifted his head to gaze at the distorted sky in the distance. The terrifying heat spreading from the cracked spatial rift grew more intense, and the milky white light appeared with increasing frequency. Even the desert sand beneath them began to melt and gradually turn into magma. More and more experts drawn by the strange phenomenon were rushing over. Within just half an hour, countless figures filled the sky. Most kept a great distance from the torn space. Only true experts, like Xiaoyan's group, dared to approach within 1,000 meters. While they waited, the Lei clan and Stone clan also arrived one after another. However, upon noticing Jun and the Hall Masters of the Hall of Souls, they did not come any closer, instead choosing to maintain a safe distance. As time passed, about half an hour after the Lei clan and Stone clan appeared, the horizon echoed with sharp sounds of wind being torn apart along with a faint medicinal fragrance. The Yao clan had arrived. 3 figures appeared, and in a flash, they landed before everyone's eyes, 1 young man, 1 young woman, and 1 elder. The young man is Yao Tian, the most outstanding member of the younger generation of the Yao clan. His soul strength has reached the late perfect heavenly state. He once consumed a precious pill that nearly became a 9th-grade mysterious pill, and his strength has reached the mid-1-star Dou Sheng. It is said he once successfully refined a 9th-grade treasure pill, Shuna softly explained beside Xiaoyan. The young woman is his younger sister, Yao Ling. Although her strength is only at the low-level semi-sage realm, her soul is extremely special. She is regarded as the person with the highest potential in the Yao clan to cultivate her soul to the Emperor realm. As for the old man, he is an elder with extremely deep seniority within the Yao clan. His name is... Before Shun could finish, the slightly hoarse voice of Yao Lao continued from beside her. Yao Gui? Yao Gui, the one in charge of punishment within the Yao clan. His authority is immense. A single word from him can decide life and death for the clan members. Xiaoyan was slightly taken aback. When he turned to look at Yao Lao, he found the old man staring fixedly at the elder named Yao Gui, his body trembling faintly. "Master, are you all right?" Yao Lao slowly exhaled and shook his head. "Master, do you and Yao Gui bear some kind of grudge?" Yao Lao clenched his fists tightly. After a moment of silence, His hoarse voice sounded. In those years it was he who, without distinguishing right from wrong, uttered a single sentence that expelled me from the clan. Hearing this, Xiaoyan silently nodded, gently patting Yao Lao's arm. Don't worry, I promise you master this man's life. I will take it. Xiaowangege Yowan, he is an early 4-star Dou Sheng. His strength is not to be underestimated. Dealing with him won't be easy at all. Juna reminded him softly after hearing Xiaoyan's declaration. I have my own plans, Xiaoyan replied with a faint smile. Indeed, facing an early 4-star Dou Sheng was troublesome, but once he obtained and refined the purifying demonic lotus flame, defeating Yao Wangui would be as easy as flipping a hand. Up in the sky, the appearance of Yao Wangui and his group naturally drew the attention of many. The Yao clan was a unique ancient clan whose members were mostly alchemists with exceptional talent in pill refinement. This made the clan renowned throughout the continent for alchemy. If not for the fact that the ancient clans rarely showed themselves in the Central Plains, the prestige of the Pill Tower would likely have been overshadowed long ago. Suspended in the air, the 3 members of the Yao clan slowly scanned their surroundings. Their gazes eventually landed on the 3 hall masters of the Hall of Souls, causing Yao Wangui's brows to knit slightly. So the people of the Gu clan have arrived as well. After withdrawing his gaze from the Hall of Souls, Yao Wangui's eyes suddenly fixed upon Xun Er's group. His eyes flickered, and finally met the cold stare of Yao Lao. Yao Chen He, to think that even a forsaken outcast like you managed to reach the realm of a Dou Sheng. I'm truly surprised. Yao Wangui spoke with a faint mocking smile once their gazes met. Thanks to your so-called benevolence, this old life of mine still managed to survive. Yao Lao replied, his eyes dark and gloomy. Yao Wangui seemed entirely unfazed by Yao Lao's harsh expression. To him, a 1-star Dou Sheng might be strong, but not enough to warrant concern. So he really is the expelled Yao Chen. I heard the clan once gave him a chance to return, but he stubbornly refused. The young man beside Yao Wangui raised an eyebrow, his gaze sweeping across Yao Lao as a cold arc curved at his lips. The story of Yao Lao refusing the clan's offer in the past was well known among the Yao clan. He himself had mocked Yao Lao back then for not knowing his place, so now, meeting Yao Lao face to face, sneering came naturally. Ha ha ha. After wandering outside for a while and gaining a bit of reputation, he actually thinks he's somebody. His arrogance has grown quite high. Yao Wangui chuckled softly. His tone was gentle, but the unpleasant sting beneath it was unmistakable. The surrounding experts noticed the tension and immediately turned their attention toward them, but none dared to speak. The Yao clan was an ancient clan ordinary experts wouldn't dare provoke them. Thus many watched with a mindset of enjoying the spectacle, especially since this was not yet the optimal time to enter the spatial region. Hearing the mocking exchange, Yao Lao's body trembled uncontrollably. Although he was calm by nature, the past incident of being expelled from the Yao clan remained a wound buried deep within his heart. Whenever that wound was touched, even decades of cultivation could not completely suppress the turmoil. And the one reopening that wound was none other than the culprit, who had driven him out of the clan back then. Don't forget to subscribe. Your support brings us one step closer to hitting Dou D realm.